I'm in the new Ferrari Portofino. Yep, this is the new, I wouldn't call it baby Ferrari because there's nothing baby about Ferraris anymore. This guy here, even though it's sort of like the friendliest Ferrari you can buy, it is a good 600 horsepower. So 590-ish horsepower. We can sum it up as like 600 horsepower, huh? And you also have almost 600 Newton meters of torque. I mean, which is 500 plus as well. But nevertheless, there's really not a need to talk about horsepower output anymore because 3.9 liter V8 twin turbo. How little can it be, right? But how usable it is in a daily fashion is so usable, it's so comfortable, it's so easy to drive. Yes, there is the issue of the transmission, which is all this kind of sports transmission. You need a little bit of care, right? Especially going uphill and all that. But I mean, that's nothing to Ferrari owners, right? But this new interior, this new infotainment screen, this extra screen here, all these are sort of lifted from the flagships, okay? And this engine as well is from the Lusso, massaged a bit to be friendlier per se, but it's a nice place to be in. I mean, this is a Ferrari that can be a grand tourer, it can be a sports car, and you can drop the top as well. What do I mean by that? The seating position is those very comfortable grand tourer type of seating position. So it's very relaxing to drive on long distance journey, and you have some boot space because this is a convertible, so the boot is not as big, but for a weekend's worth of luggage and all that, fine. And then you have the two, we call them the pretend seats. I don't want to use the word dog seat, but that's how people call it, dog seat, right? It's meant for children, they can squeeze in, or extra luggage, right? So there's a lot of storage space because you can also fold down the seat back. The seat backs are like vertical, so really it's not for human beings at the back there. But it's so usable because of the duality of all this. I mean, you can inch in traffic, you can go onto the track, you can drop the top down and drive to Thailand with us during Enduro. You can also close the top and relax and chill in absolute comfort with these aircon vents, lovely. And this lovely new infotainment screen, which is very nice in terms of graphics, in terms of usability, is very nice. I mean, I don't expect Ferrari to be the best when it comes to infotainment and all that, but this is not bad at all. And you have all the creature comforts. You had powered steering, volume adjust, and interior design language is just nice. It's just really, only Ferrari does something like that. Lovely. And I love the steering wheel, I love the seating position, the visibility is great. Yeah, the car is low and wide. I mean, there's no two words about that. But other than that, it's just a nice place to be in when you're not driving fast. And of course, behind me is the E63 that I drove this morning. You see, modern Ferraris, bad roads, nothing. It is so comfortable in here. It's way more comfortable than my 6 Series going through bad roads. And it's a Ferrari. Nice. So the Portofino is one of the easiest to drive Ferraris, it just drives like a normal car, apart from, you have to get used to like, hey, where are the signal stops and things like that. Are these two are the signal stops, I'll go through the interior later, but everything else just feels the same. One thing I like is that when you press on the throttle very lightly, it makes almost no noise, but then as you pass a certain threshold, the savagery comes. savage beast awakens. Yeah, and that is really nice, and it sounds very real because the sound comes from behind and not, you know, through speakers or whatever nonsense. Yeah, so it has a very nice sound to it, very mechanical howl. See, the way it sounds is, oh, nice. Yeah, you can hear that. You can almost hear the gears, the mechanical bits. You know, I think this is engineered in because I think this car is so refined that those stuffs that we hear are put there on purpose. You know, they want us to hear the metals, the gears, the stuffs going on. Nice. Lively. The front is lively. It's not the type where you need to exert any more strength than merely moving the steering wheel. It's very easy to drive. Lovely. I like how it drives. Comfortable to be in. Modern Ferraris, and they need to adjust the reverse camera. If you can't see even a little bit of your own car, but now it's shifted to the front, you know. Anyways, yep, that's the Ferrari Portofino. Yep, let's show you guys what makes a Ferrari a Ferrari. First, I need the keys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep. Look at this car from the side. Okay, it is not a very big car. Okay, it is not big. It is, in fact, I mean, I wouldn't want to call it the baby Ferrari, because it's no baby, this thing. All right, very, very sleek in its profile, and you have some new designs that come off this car. And let's look at the front. I like the fact that it's not super duper aggressive, but there is that sense of occasion in it, and very nice. 3.9 liter V8 twin turbo, and it's all very functional design. Now let's look through those little bits. This is my first time seeing this design execution. I believe it aids the boot from opening and closing, because this is how you open it. right? See the pass-through, look at that. Okay, and then as you open it up, then you will notice that, oh, it's a convertible. It's not easy to spot that it is a convertible. Okay, all this can be packed inside here, which so far I do not know how yet, but I'm gonna see it in action later. All right, so you have some luggage room over here, not a lot, but then if you do not want to open the roof, you can fold that thing up, and then you have more space for your luggage. Okay, and there are markers everywhere that do not put your luggage over here, and do not put your luggage over here, and do not put your luggage on top. Okay, and I love this part, this thing, this plate, and it's not printed. You can feel the text on it, and this thing makes it look all the more special. And this thing is a metal plate, right, with a serial number and all that. Lovely, lovely. That's how you create a sense of emotion in your cars, right? So and I love how they have the shapes on the boot. Okay, let's have a little look through the sides over here. Look at this part, the headlamps, and then do you see that? Air actually passes through there, goes down the wheel well, and then here as well it channels air off the wheel well, reducing turbulence, goes towards the side, and of course they are shorted in lovely P0s, high performance tires. These LED lights are a bit exposed, I would say. So the whole car looks very, very functional. You have high powered engine down here, these vents, then you have a mesh net on top to prevent leaves from dropping in. Lovely looking car. It's a very clean design. It's good to see Ferrari designing a car that looks so clean and so nice, and everything is functional. Looks great. The Portofino. Alright, come to the side. Lovely looking car, huh? It's a GT, it's a sports car. Okay, and it's a convertible. And of course you have 4 seats, but these are strictly for kids, and if when the need arises, you can put a child seat over there because there is ISOFIX, but you can see the seat back is not very accommodating. However, one thing that is special about this is that these 2 panels can be dropped down and you can put your ski. I kid you not, you can go skiing in this. But this is Malaysia, no skiing, so you can put your oar when you go sampan. If you even do that lah, huh? Let's come inside here. Look at the door panels, only Ferrari designs, something like that, right? Ooh, you get a JBL speaker. I'm surprised that Ferrari even allows them to put their badge over there. Now, I know JBL is a famous brand, but this is Ferrari we're talking about. Okay, if I'm Ferrari, no, I won't allow them to do that. Okay, it would just be my branding because I am Ferrari. Alright, let's close the doors. Oh, look at that. Powered steering column, powered seats, everything powered. This is just like your usual luxury Grand Tourer, except the fact that it can eat you in the track. Okay, get a screen as well over here. Look at that. So the passengers can see that, and that also adds to the emotion of driving a Ferrari, right? If you fetch, I mean, your other half, you know, it's like a part of you can be seen, you know, and the way you drive, lovely leather all around. I think the build quality of this is I mean, I wouldn't say it's comparable to those that are really made as a bespoke car, as a car that was largely handmade interior, leathers and all that. It's very nice. Even the stitchings, they're all straight and nice, and there is something about perfection that can be found in imperfections, right? The seats are lovely, even though they're thin, but they're comfy. And there are a lot of settings. Let me show you. You can go to comfort, and then the seats, and then you can go seat adjustment, and then you can choose your lumbar, and then you can plus or minus here. You can choose a left seat or the right seat, the bolsters, the side bolsters, thigh bolsters, and the length of the seat base. Just now I had a hard time looking for this, as on the seats itself, all you get is this. See that? You can only move these two things on the seat itself. Right? The light controls are over here. Alright? Then that's interesting. This thing is larger than this. I mean, this controls this one. Alright? Side mirror controls are over here, as expected. This is something that everybody wouldn't know how to operate if you've never been in a modern Ferrari. Okay, there are no gear levers in a modern Ferrari. There is no PRND, which you would have thought they should be here. There's only the reverse button, automatic, switch it back to automatic, and launch control. Launch control gets its own button, right? And these are usual, these are very expected. I mean, you know how to operate this just by looking at them. And this one is pretty much straightforward as well. And this is touchscreen, very easy, and looks really good the way they integrate it down here instead of having a tablet up top. And then these are lovely to adjust them around, you know, to operate them. All right. Now, when your revs go too high, there will be lights on over here, so you can see them, and then you can upshift and all that. This all is just to add on to the emotion, and something that they brought forth from F1 to their regular cars. And then you get a tiny controller here where you can adjust the steering column, and everything else is over here. All right. If those of you who have driven Porsches from the 2008, 2009, 2010 era, you would have thought this is your shifter, right? They don't have pedal shifters back then. Porsche have I don't know what to call it, button toggles, because in Porsches during that era, pressing it, and then you can lift it up to downshift and upshift, and that happens for both your hands. But now this one is just your signal stop. So it's as if Ferrari telling Porsche that the thing that you use to race is what I use to drive on normal roads. And then you have this long carbon fiber pedal over there that will, you know, shift into drive. It's not D, but it's 1, right? And then you can, to go back to neutral, you need to pull both pedals at the same time, which is not easy to do when you're holding a camera. All right, the Ferrari logo here, and engine start stop, and this is where you switch from sport to comfort, and then to switch off the ESC. All right, you push it once there, and then it's off, back, and then it's on. So there are only 3 settings. There are no snow settings and all that, which you'll find in the Lusso, because that is a 4-wheel drive. And then here you have the wipers. Even the wipers is controlled like that. That's pretty awesome, right? And then the washer is over here. To adjust the suspension is here. The tactility of the buttons are excellent, right? And then this one is your fog lamps and your hazard lights. Not the hazard lights, the fog lamps, you know. So it's interesting because in an F1 car you have all these controls on the steering wheel, and Ferrari is most famous for F1. In fact, they started off as an F1 team before they become a car maker, right? So putting all this on the steering wheel is not only functional, but it also reminiscent of their history and their legacy, all right? And Ferraris now, with the new infotainment screens, with all these new technology coming into their cars, it makes for a lovely proposition, right? Center console here, you get a deep bin. You have 12-volt socket, USB ports, 2 in there, slim, functional, and the build quality has improved so much compared to even the Lusso or even compared to the 488 GTB. Okay, build quality is excellent. Here they have a little, you see, this is where Italians, a little pouch for your keys, and maybe if it's left-hand drive, these window buttons will be, the convertible buttons will be over there. All right. Would you like me to drop the top? Let's do it, shall we? Oops, I didn't close that thing back. Okay. This is what a fluke. Anyway, let's put it back to park. It's already in park. And then let's open the boot, and we'll see. Even as a passenger, you get the floorboards there where you can step on, as your driver is driving aggressively on the track, right? So this car has really, the duality of this car is perfect, because you can buy it to drive normally on the streets, to shopping malls, go out with your friends, and then you can drop the top, or go for a weekend drive in the early morning or every night if you wish. And then you can also like travel somewhere with your other half to Tanjung Jara in East Coast, and then after breakfast just drive the car out, drop the top, go out there and enjoy, absorb in everything. It's not everything is about horsepower, track times and all that, but those capabilities must come with the car, because you're buying a part of a legacy, right? And that makes it all the more special. You can go weekends at Sepang, you can go drive, you can use it every single day, right? So if you're buying this, register it. Alright, anyway, some little nice details in the car as well. Okay, so you have this little sign here that says don't put the child seat in front. The airbags will make your child dance. Anyway, and one thing I really like is when I'm looking through the rear view mirror, I can see the horse over there, okay, emblazoned on top of here, with the sole purpose of showing itself in your rear view mirror all the time, so you can be reminded that you're driving a Ferrari. Right, lovely. Look at this one. So you can drop this down, right, so that your ski or some of the longer stuffs that you buy at IKEA can be fitted in. And it's pretty long. I think it's more than 2 meters from here all the way to the back. All right, this is very uncommon in a convertible, so I really applaud Ferrari for doing this. That means they show a lot of attention to daily usage. Okay, and I keep looking at this and I'm like, hey, should I go sit there and have a look and try it out? Okay, maybe I shouldn't. Alright, now let's front a little bit so that I have some room to drop the top. Okay, yep, I'll just stop it right here, and you can push both pedals at once like that, and then you can engage the parking brake. Okay, let the car park, and then I'll go outside. Okay, Kevin, I need help to drop the top. You hold it for me like here.
No, you hold the camera for me.
Oh, hold camera. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
Alright.
the holding here.
Yeah. Let's do this. That's how you live like Jolo. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So you see that, right? So easy, and the mechanism looks just absolutely beautiful when they operate. So guys, for those of you out there who's thinking of buying a supercar or whatever, seriously, how many times you go to the track? But this is something that you can do a little bit of everything, you know, and that's very nice. And for those of you who have never owned a Ferrari before, and for others, go get a convertible. So different, so nice, so damn nice. Cheers.